I want to try the brush with one of their Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing first impressions on new Colourpop products. On my doorstep today, I got finally my package for the new Colourpop No Filter Concealers, as well as the new face powders. I got one bronzer and one highlight, and one of the new brushes to try. So today, I'm gonna try them out with you to create this look. The lip is also new. Let's first of all start talking about these concealers. There are a big variety of shades. I've heard not enough for deeper skin tones, but I've seen cool toned and warm toned shades for all skin tones, at least one of them. I picked up two shades, the shade 20 and the shade 30, because I have warm undertones and I have a light to medium skin tone, so 20 is light and 30 is medium. I thought with one of the twos I would be good. I want to start this video by showing you the comparison that I have on my arm of these two concealers to the other 8 that I have in my collection, ranging from Sephora, Maybelline, NARS Creamy Concealer, the LA Girl Pro Conceal, as well as the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and my MAC Pro Longwear. This is by no means to dupe them at all. I am just trying to make it easier for you guys to pick the right shade for you, because I know it wasn't really straightforward. Temptalia has on her website a tool to compare shades, and that's what I went off, as well as a color matcher on Colourpop's website itself. It will ask you your skin tone, whether you're warm, cool, or neutral, and it will suggest your skin tone shade, your highlight shade, and a contour shade. I didn't pick up the contour because I don't usually cream contour. I just like to use foundation, concealer, and a bronzer. So, ready to see my naked face? Let's get started with these first impressions. Okay, I am going to start by applying the shade number 20 under my eyes. I have no idea how good of a match this will be. And I'm gonna use very little because it's super pigmented, I saw. I love the applicator. It's super soft and bendy. Definitely a nice change to the ones that are very stiff. Well, now that I have dotted all of this, I am going to take my Real Techniques mini sponge and use that to blend it out on one side. This is very nice and bright and extremely full coverage. I really like it. I usually always keep some darkness here, and I have to color correct with a peach corrector, but this is definitely super full coverage. On the other side, I am going to use my usual setting brush by Real Techniques, and this is the Lazy Girls solution, because in the morning I don't always want to go wet my sponge and use a sponge, so I usually use this brush, and it's definitely a bit more difficult to move, and it blended out much more seamlessly on the other side, but it's still it goes a long way. I think I could cover my whole face with it, the amount that I put under my eyes. It goes definitely a very long way. I really like how it looks also. Also, small parenthesis, I did not use foundation, and that is because on a daily basis, right now in summer I don't. As I explained in my best powder foundations video, I am now only applying concealer and then setting my whole face with a powder foundation, thicker on the outer sides where I don't have concealer. So You can see now, maybe if I put the brightness down, that the side I blended with the brush is way fuller coverage than the side I blended with my sponge. I hope you can see it. It's actually quite clear to me. I see still a little bit of darkness here, whereas here it's completely full coverage. And yeah, I really like it so far. It doesn't feel tacky at all. I also have the shade 30, and I'm gonna try to see if it can cover a little bit of my redness and, I don't know, maybe use it as a foundation. So I'm just gonna do this and try to blend it out with a sponge. No idea. It seems to be a very good skin tone match. Wow, the coverage is amazing. And with so little, I covered my whole cheek. There we go. And I'll do the other side as well. It's not really contouring or anything because it's actually the same color as my skin tone, but it's just using it as a foundation, I guess. There we go. I could do my whole face with these too. I think what they should do is definitely water it down and try to see if they can make a foundation out of it. I love the look of it. It looks flawless and beautiful. Let's see now how long it lasts though, because it might just feel very cakey and heavy on the skin. To set it, since it's pretty full coverage, I will use the Laura Mercier powder. As I mentioned, I usually use a powder foundation, but since I covered all my face, I'm just gonna go in with this light powder and a small brush under the eyes. Oh, I love how this powder makes everything so blurred out and beautiful. I am so impressed, to be honest. And then with a fluffy brush and the rest all over my face. There we go. I really like it. I am looking at myself in the mirror. I really like the effect. It's definitely fuller coverage when applied with a brush. I like both sides, to be honest. And I really like the 30 shade on my cheeks. Next thing I wanted to try, also new from Colourpop, are the new face powders. And I have here a bronzer in the little compact. The compact is actually very sturdy, but there is no clicker system here. It's just close. And the hinge is hard to open, so this will not open by itself. And it has a very big mirror here that you can see. The whole compact is a mirror. It has a little protective plastic that I'm not taking off. And then here is the pan. I'm going to try to flip it out as I usually do my pans. So I take my hand. Oh, perfect. That came out super easy. And this is how it looks inside, so you can change them. And this is the pan perfectly intact. This is the shade Afternoon Delight. And the only thing I didn't like about the release of this was that it was very difficult to pick the shades of bronzer, of course. I'm taking it on my e.l.f. highlighting brush. This was in my July favorites because it is my favorite brush to apply bronzer. Now I tap it in and there is a lot of product on the brush. So I'm gonna tap it out and apply it very lightly at first to see if it's a good shade or not for me. Oh, it looks great, actually. Not too dark, not too warm. It's pretty. I like it. I have been in a bronzer kick lately, so when these came out, I was like, oh my god, give me more bronzers. Very beautiful. This is a very nice shade. I like more warm bronzer. So I'll put it next to, you can see the butter bronzer. The butter bronzer is lighter and a little bit more neutral. This one is quite dark, but it doesn't go on dark. I mean, I think it looks good. Next is a new highlighter as well from the same new pressed powder line. And I have it here in a large magnetic palette from Colourpop. And this is, I can put the bronzer in here as well. That was a bit the idea, but I wanted to try the compact as well. This is in the shade Boy Next Door. And it's a gold highlighter. Also new to try, and that's what I'm gonna apply my highlighter with, is their new little, I think it's a small fluff brush it says. There's no name on the ferrule. They're simply white, glossy finish. Here you can see it compared to the setting brush by Real Techniques, which is the one I usually use for my highlighters, and they are very, very similar. If not, the Real Techniques one is a bit more tapered and less dense, I would say. Yeah, just it's tapered all over, whereas this is a dome shape, let's say. Also pinched ferrule, much more dense than the Real Techniques one, which I actually expected to be good to apply cream products, but I'll try. Now this shade here, I'll just tap tap, lots of product on there. And actually chunky glitter coming off. It's a beautiful gold shade, maybe a touch too dark for me. And yeah, there's definitely some glitter. Let me pull you in closer. So you can see that it's definitely a bit chunky and not, it's picking up a bit of texture on my cheeks, I must say. Now I don't know if it's only this shade or all of them from the new release, but this one is definitely chunky. We're back. I'm gonna put it on the other side as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade though. I really like these darker golds for summer. It gives you, I don't know, a different look. Beautiful. The brush is working very well to apply a good amount. And yeah, it shows texture, and I see glitter particles both here than when I tap off my brush. I want to try the brush with one of their Super Shock cheek highlighters, and I'm just gonna apply it on the back of my hand since my cheeks are already pretty glowy. But I'm taking it on here. Usually these are difficult to apply. And then, oh wow. Okay, so this definitely works well. The new brush definitely applies the Super Shock cheek better than my usual Real Techniques one, which I've been using all the time. But this is definitely approved. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and then come back to do my lips on camera because I don't have any new Colourpop products for that. Okay, I'm back with the rest of my makeup done. I applied some Colourpop Bordeaux as a blush. I finished up my eye makeup. You maybe can guess what palette I used. If the video for this makeup and my review of that palette are up, I'll link them down below. Otherwise, they're coming up soon. Now to try a new lip products by Colourpop. This is from the Colourpop and Carucce collection, the second part. It's the only piece I bought from the collection. I tried to be good. Try. And this is the shade Mrs. It's the only ultra satin lip in the collection. Let's try this out. And here it is. It is a beautiful, beautiful curly pink, I would say. It's not as neon as it appears on camera. I don't know why it picks up so much white, but it's a beautiful shade. It's very representative of what is in the tube, and it actually reminds me of Bumble a little bit. but Bumble seems warmer. Maybe let me swatch them next to each other. So this is the Mrs. Ultra Satin shade, and this is Bumble. Okay, never mind. Bumble is much darker, even though Family, it's quite the same shade. Pretty similar, I would say. One thing that I love about this Ultra Satin Lip in Mrs. is the wand, and I want to show you what I mean by that. Here are the wands for Mrs. and this one here is Frick and Frack, and you can see how Frick and Frack has a very frayed and fluffy wand that makes it very difficult to actually apply precisely the product on the edge of your lips. So I'm very happy the new wand isn't as out of control. So this was my tryout and first impressions of the new Colourpop products. I am still definitely in love with the concealers. I am going to wear it for another 4 hours, so I'm gonna let you know down in the description box below how it performed, whether it creased or caked up. I usually have problems around my nose and yeah, on the wrinkles, because I'm turning 30 in a few months. Let's not talk about that. Anyways, highlighter, not really a win for me. Love the bronzer, it's beautiful and very easy to blend. And I definitely love the brush so far. It's been a great brush for highlighter. It will definitely be tested more, but I like it so far. Let me know in the comments down below whether you picked up any of these, and let me know what shade you're in, and we can discuss comparisons in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you're not. I hope to welcome you to another video soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!